Recording in progress.
Welcome everybody. I hope you guys are doing well out there. This is a popular topic. Today we're going to, let me share my screen. If you didn't get to the latest Tutor Toolbox, we are talking about encouraging speaking outside of the classroom. Okay. And this is, I know, something that you just have to bear with me while I get my screen to share and everything, but this is something that everybody is pretty much interested in, right? It's like, how do we get students, there we go. How do we get students more experience outside of the classroom so that they can gain confidence, right? And that immediate relevancy. So if you remember from other trainings and videos and from your own tutor training with me, literacy connection measures confidence and how it grows over time and how their speaking becomes immediately relevant. And if you don't remember what that means, I had told a story about going to Publix to get a sandwich made, and the lady said to me, "You want cut." And I knew exactly what she meant. She wanted to know if I would like my sandwich cut in half. And I said, "Yes, please cut my sandwich in half." And so, "You want cut?" That was immediately relevant. And she was off and running and learning more and more English at her job. So, how do we get students to speak outside of the classroom, right? How can you get them more experience? So here is games bring learning alive, right? So here's some of the fun tutors playing a game and training. And this, what I created for you guys today is a game. It's a bingo game for beginning speakers. Okay, a bingo game. There are two different games I'm going to talk about in this video today that are new that I created for you guys to give to students so that they can get more practice outside of the classroom. And the first one is a bingo game for beginning speakers. You're going to get it. If you had come to the training, you would have gotten a card. Okay, I'm going to show you the card right here. This is the back of the card. So there are specific directions on the back of the bingo card that are going to help you understand how to utilize it. Now, it's very simple. Okay, you are going to keep the card and you're assigning a bingo task per week. And if it's possible, you'll see here, this is where I'm at right here. If it's possible, you can let them select a task. Perhaps they look at the bingo card and they see something. Let me show you the card here. Oh, well, we got to go all through all this just to get the card. Sorry, but here it is. They could look at one of these tasks, right? And they could say, "Oh, okay, I feel confident enough to do this one." So you could do it that way too. So instead of assigning them a task, you could choose a task from the bingo card. That sometimes helps create motivation because they have some buy-in to it, right? And then they do this task, just one, okay, from this card. They do this task between when they saw you, right, and that next class. So if it's just one day in between your classes, of course you want to, give them a week or something, right? And remember, the biggest part of this, we skipped that slide, but the biggest part of this is that they don't have to understand the response. Okay, that's the number one most important, and it's right here, part of the instructions. They don't have to understand the response. The whole point is just helping them gain confidence to get out there and ask in a store, "Where is the blank?" Right? So here's one of the tasks. Ask in a store, "Where is the blank?" Right? Where is the dish soap located or whatever, right? So they have picked their task. They have this task in their mind. They know at some point during the week they need to accomplish this task, and they come back, right? Here's the follow-up for the next class, and you say, "What did you say? Where were you? How did you feel?" And you can talk just very briefly, like maybe 5 minutes tops, okay, for this whole thing, right? This whole thing here. You're going to give them some praise. You're going to sign off on the task. And then guess what? They get another one. So you can just write your initials right here, and they get it. They can pick another one, or you can assign another one for the next time. And the idea is when they get this card all filled up with your signatures, they can bring it into the office for a prize. Okay? So the first thing I just want to stress it again. The most important thing they need to realize is it isn't about understanding the response. It's about facing the fear and doing the task. Okay? That is the whole point of this bingo game for beginners, is to build confidence and build that immediate relevancy. All right? And you know, it could, like I said, some of these are very simple. Say thank you to the teacher, to their student's teacher, right? Ask a child, what is your name? Say, excuse me in public if they're, bumping into somebody's grocery cart or something like that. It's just anything. They could say, see you later to the sales clerk. These are very, very small and they are very incremental, and it is really just to help them walk through the fear that they might be carrying around, how they sound. Do they sound silly? Are they going to make a mistake? These are all very natural, normal things that beginning speakers really worry about. So this game is created to help them move through it. And remember, this is the front of the bingo card where you're making your initials in the little boxes. This is the back with the directions. Each tutor is going to get one of these cards, and if you feel like the student needs one too, so that they can remember, that's fine. We can get them a copy of it, but ideally you just keep the card, you assign the task, they come back, you do your follow-up questions here, you initial it off, and you move on. All right, if you have any questions, including needing a card because you weren't, maybe at the toolbox, just let me know. I have extras in the office. All right, the next activity is called Label Your Home. Label your home, okay? And this is the directions. Everybody's going to be getting one of these sets of directions at the Tutor Toolbox. So this is good for the intro level and level 1 books, because in the lesson plan book, now I don't know why this arrow doesn't cooperate, but see, it turns around. Okay, there's a certain place it needs to be. So in the lesson plan book, it's going to have a section where it says language focus vocabulary, and it's going to list all the words that are in that section or unit for you. Okay, alphabet, book, paper, pen, pencil, picture, student, teacher, and word. So these are the vocabulary words in that unit that you're currently working on, and they can choose 3 or more of them to label things, actual objects in their house. So with Post-it notes, they would write down the word book. They would write down the word paper, maybe pencil, picture. All right, they could even label their child, student, right? And they're going to put these Post-it notes all around the house in English, and they're just going to leave them there. And throughout the week or weeks of that unit, they're looking at these objects, they see the English word, they should be speaking that word out loud in English and practicing. And the whole family can get in on it. So this is called Label Your Home, and the way you find the vocabulary words are from your lesson plan. Okay, so here's some directions up here. Like I said, everybody is getting this exact sheet from the Tutor Toolbox. So if you didn't come to it, just let me know you want the Label Your Home set of directions, okay? And I'll give this to you. And here is what it looks like in the lesson plan book. So if you're in your lesson plan book, here we are in Unit 1, Lesson 1, Vocabulary. Here's that language focus section. You can see very clearly where the vocabulary words came from. It says vocabulary. So for that lesson, here's where you're going to be getting all the vocabulary words for them to label around their house. And some lessons might lend itself to this better than others because they have more vocabulary, they have vocabulary that is easily labeled, right? And some lessons don't. And so, hey, you might find some vocabulary words throughout the lesson. Maybe they aren't listed right here, but maybe because maybe only 3 are listed there, so you look throughout the actual lesson itself within the student class book, and maybe there's some vocabulary words you can choose from there. And if you need any help choosing vocabulary words or anything like that, please just let me know. So if you have any questions about the bingo card, the label your house game, if you are like, I don't know how this is going to work, or you have any ideas or requests for the next Tutor Toolbox, please reach out and let me know. If you need a bingo card or directions or anything like that, please reach out and let me know. I'm super excited to help you. I think this is going to be really fun and challenging and interesting way to get our students out there facing their fears, building that confidence and that immediate relevancy. All right, everybody, take good care.